Welcome, my friends. Welcome to another aimless adventure coming to you from Weeki Wachee Springs today. We're going to be cruising up and down Highway 19 here along the Florida Gulf Coast, my neck of the woods as I like to call it. And we're going to check out some classic roadside attractions and some roadside funky. There are none bigger than this one. 1947, this place has been jukin' and jivin'. Or jukin' and diving, if you will. Weeki Wachee Springs. Mermaids, all kind of stuff. Elvis, you name it. This place is legendary. We're going to be checking out a handful of things, so let's do it. I think it's time we explore more roadside funky. Hey, rev the engine for me, bro. Come on. He didn't do it, but I think it's time we do. So let's do it. They're necking. Weeki Wachee Springs, established in 1947. The granddaddy of roadside attractions in the state of Florida. And pretty much the U.S. at this point, because a lot of them are disappearing. This was put on the National Park Service, U.S. Department of Interior, registered as a National Historic Landmark, January 22nd of 2020. And that is called the Adago Pillar Statue. Yes, I hacked another name. Created in 1966. And just oh so sexy. Here's a list of the things they prefer you don't bring inside. However, a sense of adventure is always welcome. Oh yeah. One of the super cool things I found out the last time I was here is they have the Moldomatic, aka Moldorama, and check it out. It takes debit too, or cash, either one. But check this out. This is the flavor they've got going on in here. And it's kind of like a greenish, almost like a sea, well, darker than a seafoam green, but that's what's up in there. We are officially underway. And total cost is $5. They do recommend that parents remove the souvenir when it's finished because these come out pretty dang hot. Oh, there it is. Oh, it's even more green than I remember. Let's check it out. We got to give it a few minutes to cool because that thing's smoking hot in there. I'm going to give it a couple minutes. All right, a few minutes has passed. And this is what we got going on. Backside of Mermaid. Oh, and a little bit of the revealing front side of the Mermaid. You can see in there, that one, maybe that's just sun-roached, or when you change out the wax, you get a little different vibe. I'm going to put this in the sun. A little bit of overcast. I'm going to put this in the sun so you can get a better idea of the coloring on it, more detail. Here's what we got going on. Sorry, it's a bit overcast, but I don't control the weather. One of the things is, when you get these, you see they have kind of a, the seam, the mold seam where it's pressed together. Now, if you're careful, when it's still warm, this is a little roached out on the bottom. They had some plugs, like the plugs where it shoots the wax in there, and it was kind of bulging out a little bit. So if you just take your fingernail and kind of work it there and around the edge, you can smooth it out. Also up in here, some of the other areas, you can see along the head. But if you just take your fingernail and just kind of work it gently, it's probably better to do it, once you get home and stuff, you have better lighting. But when it's warm, it has a tendency to work out better. But you can always use the nail file, I'm sure, and do stuff like that. I'll clean it up a little bit in there between the arm and the seahorse and all that stuff, but pretty cool. Hopefully some of that detail is showing up. So the lighting is a bit suspect, but that is Moldomatic number 1. One of the other things I noticed was right here on the front it says Weeki Wachee, and on the back, Florida. Now this is the only place you can get this one, only here at Weeki Wachee. Different museums around the country, including art museums and also zoos in Illinois, I know for a fact, has a couple different locations, and they do multiramas all throughout that area in the Midwest, but a lot of the stuff is specific to that museum. I don't know if they all have their own, you know, exclusive writing on them, like this one with the Weeki Wachee, but either way, pretty cool. We've been here before in a handful of videos, but it's always worth taking a look again because it's really special. This is one of America's most iconic roadside attractions, still in operation since 1947. So cool. And if you're looking for these, the first one's directly behind the building that you enter the park in. So just enter the park through the entrance, turn right, and you'll find it. And then this one here, you just continue straight. And just for reference, there's the entrance, and directly behind that building there, off to the left there, just at the end of the walkway, that's the first Moldomatic machine. And the second one is located over here. This is a different gift shop. This is run by a different owner. I think a different company runs this one. And then over here, we have another one. Oh, this is a slinky mermaid. And I like that blue. Getting my shadow up in there, but it's all good. My reflection. That's what we got going on here. So hopefully this one works and we can score another one. All right, party number 2 has begun. I'm getting all kind of reflection off this, so my apologies for the high-end quality of this video. See if we can get a better angle here. Oh, you can smell it, man. If this was smell-o-vision, you can just smell that hot wax. Ooh, look at the drippage. And there she is. There's my girl. Gotta give it a minute. Oh, look at all that wax buildup in there. Like a old man's ear. Not sorry about that. Waiting for it to cool. Alright, still pretty friggin' toasty. And you can see there's all kind of like condensation on it from the water that it spits out. But let me get this one to better lighting. Oh, don't forget, if it has a lid, close it so kids don't get their hands in there and burn themselves. I figured since these faceless mermaid folk don't have any human faces sticking through them right now, it's a good time to show you what we got going on. All right, hopefully we get a decent focus. So you got some decent detail, not great, but some pretty decent. That grill's a bit roughed up, a lot of splotching going on. And this is what I'm talking about, the old spooge at the end. Just got to cut that off of there. I'm going to wait to fiddle with this one at home. But you can see there, somewhat you can make it out. It says Weeki Wachee. Springs right there. And then half of Florida. But hey. So let's look at them side by side. There's the back sides. Literally. And then there's a couple naked mermaids going in the Moldorama collection. Oh yeah, they also have peacock cruising around randomly doing their peacock thing. That one's a hen. In the bird world, the less colorful ones are the gals, but still majestic creatures. When they're doing meet greets, oh, what's that? What's that creature? You better watch out, dude, because that peacock is going to eat you. Back to our regularly scheduled program. I'll be doing meet greets over here on Saturdays at 4, so if you happen to be a Weeki Wachee and you want to see me dressed as a male mermaid, that's where I'll be. Still debating whether I'm going to shave my chest or not. To be determined. Last time I was here, this whole sidewalk right here on both sides had mermaids all the way down, as far as the eye could see. And now the only selfie zones I'm seeing are this one. Oh yeah, I want to get that as a ringtone. You have this one here, the Coral King with his lady, and then you have this one over here which says established 1947. I may have said 1946 in error. If I did, that's just me, you know, forgetting stuff. What the heck? Oh, yeah. Oh, I remember that dude from the show when me and my boy Schmitty went. Schmitty, what up? Check this out, man. This is pretty slick. Oh, there's all kind of stuff all around this. There they are. There's a male peacock. That statue's, I believe, in the, yeah, it's in the bottom where they swim around. Here's my next tat. Whoa. She's very stoic. But check this out. You know who's not stoic? This guy right here. Elvis. Weeki Wachee. Spring Underwater Presley Fan Club. Maybe that's my next tat. I don't know. I know that dude is not. You're not my next tat. This statue is fantastic, man. Whoa! Oh, hold on. Before I do the reveal on that one, which you may have just gotten a look-see. There's a little underwater castle action. The theater. Whoa, that's like a conch shell from Lord of the Rings. All right, we'll work our way up. All right, so there we got signage here, different productions, Wizard of Oz. Still my favorite movie of all time. Mr. Peabody and the Mermaid. And man, that is slick right there. Look at that. But wait, there's more. Prepare yourself for Alice, not in Wonderland, but in Waterland. Get you some of that. Nightmare fuel. Inside the gift shop, they've got all kind of swag, whether you're wanting hoodies, shirts, hats, magnets, posters. If you want to dress like a mermaid, they got everything. These are some pretty cool magnets. some tiles, kind of like, you know, above the stove tiles. There's the if you want to dress like a mermaid. Cool postcards. Really dig them. And sweet pins. Lapel pins or just, you know, whatever pins. Poke them on your hat if you want them. Exiting the gift shop, there's a white I just lost all speech. It's called a peacock, Chris. There's a white peacock. Never seen that before. What's up, white peacock? I guess that's what you'd call a squirrel moment. But the mermaid show is going on right now. They're below down there. This is more peacocks. This is the theater right here. Now, as it angles down, like right over there and over here, that's all like a stadium style, movie style seating in there. Just check out my full video to get the full experience from inside. But you got the water park over there, and then down here, just right down here, right now, the mermaid show is going on, and that's a spring head down there. I don't know if the camera can pick it up, but there's a distinct difference in color of the water. I don't think it's picking it up, but you see the bubbles coming up and stuff? That's part of the show. A little behind the scenes action. We might actually be able to see them pop up. I have a feeling that they'll probably go to that tent over there and maybe switch out costume or something. I hadn't planned on spending this much time here, but here we are. OG roadside attractions like this are few and far between. This one's been around a long time, since 1947. But there are still, scattered across these here United States, cool mom and pop roadside attractions. They may be owned by different people now. They may even be run by states or parks. But what you're going to find is old time vibe, old time goodness, and not your run-of-the-mill theme park type vibe. A little more laid back, nostalgic, and super cool. As we head towards the exit here at Weeki Wachee Springs, you have two different gift shops. That one there, and then this one here, which is directly to the left of the entrance as you walk in. This one is Friends of Weeki Wachee. Different organization. This one's charitable. I spend my dollars here because it goes further. Here's some of the swag that's available. I'm pretty sure that pricing is still accurate. Oh, and if you're a member of Friends of Weeki Wachee Springs, you get a 15% discount. And shirts like these, I think these are 20. Yeah, these are 20 bucks. There's the front side. There's the back. And this one is pretty popular. It's on a postcard. Oh yeah, here's a little heads up on the pricing. That one's cool. I dig it. And you got some others over here that are a little less expensive. I think these are 15. Yeah, these are 15. And this is the primary logo that they use for their decals and magnets and such. I also have a $10 sale rack. Kids stuff. And some lids for 15. Check out that slick 66. I I suppose no trip to Weeki Wachee is complete without taking a walk past the old statues of nakedness. I never counted how many of these are. What's that? 3, 4, 5, 6? Yeah, I think there's 6 in this run. I don't know the backstory on these or how long they've been around, so I'm just going to go with they've been here since at least the 70s. And they continue to go down there. But we're not going to walk down there. Pretty cool. Oh, I also got some swag. Stand by for bonus footage at the end. I just noticed they have something in their hands. Each statue has got something right there in their hands. I'm not sure what that is. Could be a lobster tail. Or maybe I'm just hungry. Lobster. Alright, we're on to the next one. I don't know what it's going to be because I'm just randomly cruising the 19 today. I only knew that this was the first stop because it's friggin' Weeki Wachee. So here we go. Woo! Oh, the lady at the gift shop gave me the big solid on the Moldo-matics. If for some reason you get one that's jacked up, like it comes out and it's all weirded out, some of them come out and they're really distorted and just not, you're not going to be happy with the product sometimes because they got to adjust all the stuff and sometimes you get a bad one. Anyway, so I let her know that mine was kind of weirded out, showed her the one that was crisp, and she had a bucket of ones that were in better shape than mine, and she said no problem, we keep these all the time. We turn them back in to the dude, I guess, when he comes to clean the machines. Anyway, she swapped out my semi-crusty one for one that you can actually read Weeki Wachee and Florida, and the face is not as, you know, looking like Eric Stoltz from Mask. So that was cool. Our next stop is just a mile or so south on Highway 19 to a very epic garage. Giant dinosaur right there. Giant dinosaur with people working in it and fixing cars inside the innards of a giant dinosaur here on Highway 19 in Weeki Wachee, Florida. We're gonna head south on the 19. We got more stuff to check out. Giant dinosaur, dude. I would live in that. That should be a house. I wonder what it costs to do a house like that. Then you'd have to clean it. Oh well, it's the price of awesome. Woo! Behold the glory. Our next stop brings us to Harold's Auto Center, just south of Weeki Wachee Springs on the west side of Highway 19. This place was erected in 1966, originally as a Sinclair station. And in 1977, Harold Hearst purchased it. It was a Fina station at that time. I don't know when it went from Sinclair to Fina, but when he bought it in 1977, it was no longer a Sinclair. And as far as I know, in all my travels, I've never seen another one of these. Originally built and paid for and put together as a Sinclair station. And it is majestic. If you're saying, hey, that used to be darker, you're right. Because all the road gunk and stuff in the air altered the color and made it kind of darker. I asked them, and they said, no, we didn't paint it, we just cleaned it. And this is the original color. I got nothing to add. This thing's friggin' awesome. I was informed by the very kind and gracious lady that was working inside there that they are going to have t-shirts available. You know, I had to ask. This is the first time I've been able to get inside the building. So we're going to go in there, poke around. They've got all kind of stuff pertaining to this building, artwork, original pictures from it being built, and they may or may not have some postcards, but they are getting shirts. So sometime in the month of May of 2023, they will have shirts with this epic dinosaur on it. I'm pretty sure those eyeballs light up at night, which is pretty insane. Imagine cruising down or up Highway 19 after a long shift at night and seeing that thing for the first time lit up with giant red eyeballs or whatever color they are. Woo, that'd be a party. Let's go poke around inside, see what we got going on. Check out this wonderful old mechanics trolley, painted up with the vibe all over it. Now, I was told that this was done by a local artist, and the Brooksville, Florida area is where this bad boy came from. The detail is really sweet on this thing.
Here's a 6917.
Got OG cars, sweet dyno, tow truck. And here is Harold himself. OG Sinclair stuff.
Thank you so much. You are very welcome.
A giant wasp nest. That's fun.
We'll see you next time.
Check out this old picture here. Got an old-timey car. It's kind of hard to see with the glare, but that's the old dyno back in the day. And here it is being constructed back in 1967, I believe it was. There's a little info you can pause up and check out.
You're welcome.
That's pretty epic, man. I've never seen this photo before. Of course, a moldorama of the Sinclair dinosaur. There's the postcards. They only got a couple. Yes, I snagged 2 of them. There's the information right there where you can contact them for shirts and or postcards. Sweet Sinclair button. And some OG oil cans. A little tribute to Mr. Frank Fritz. Conveniently located across the street from Harold Hearst's awesome dinosaur of epic proportions is the Vegas casino of eating establishments, the Golden Corral. Nothing says party like watching a small child stick his whole hand and some cocktail shrimp in a chocolate fountain. On to the next one. Our next stop on the Highway 19 Road of Goodness is Bolero. This is not a roadside attraction, but it is a very cool and unique looking bowling alley. Eat, drink, and play Bolero. If the sweet architecture and paint job on this bowling alley with a valet isn't enough for you, then perhaps the logo might be, because it's a bowling ball with caribou or elk horns. I'm not kidding. That's fantastic. Soak it in. Might be hard to bowl with that though. This bowling alley was not in my plans. I was just driving past it for the bazillionth time and decided I gotta go in finally. I have no idea if they'll let us film or what's going on, but let's do it. It has both a 70s, 80s vibe and a little bit of that 50s wow. I don't know why it says wow on one side and yes on the other, but I like it. This is just my vibe, but I think bowling alley shoe looking furniture is cool. And it reminds me of Boba Fett for some reason. Just saying. I dig it. And And check out that sweetness. I'd put that in the house. I would definitely put that in the house. And they've also got a sweet little counter. Check this out. I love the vibe in here. This is like a Route 66 OG diner inside of a bowling alley, but you can get beverages. So whether grilled cheese or a Guinness are your vibe, they got you. There's also a sweet little arcade. All right, that was super cool. I got to talk with a couple dudes in here. They don't have any swag as far as decals and all this other stuff, but apparently Bolero is a big thing in the bowling community. I'm not clearly I'm not a doctor, but Bolero is like a big thing in bowling, and they just redid a lot of the vibe in here, kind of give it that Mustang, you know, the whole Route 66 vibe. But I guess if you go on Bolero.com or whatever it's called, you can get merch. I was seeing if they had any decals, of course, for mugs and stuff. But anyway, so they just redid the place. That logo is actually a legit logo, not just some random thing that I thought it was. But I came in here on the fly just to kind of check it out, and I'm glad I did. And since, you know, the vibe of like bowling alleys and stuff have always been, to me, like musty old cigarette. Basically, they smell like 1977, you know, but they're not playing Kiss music anymore, or music or anything. But anyway, that aside, that's always been like the vibe for me, because I lived in towns that had old stuff and they kind of stunk. But this place, nothing like that. Very cool, and I highly recommend it. I'm going to come up here and roll some horrible bowling. Ladies and gentlemen, I introduce to you Foxbauer. She was built in 1959 by the Foxbauer family to help promote their taxidermy and wildlife facility. I don't know if the camera does it justice. This thing is Pepto-Bismol pink, and I love it. America, you need more stuff like this on your roadways. Really. We don't need another Starbucks. We need way more stuff like this. Can I get an amen? I don't know if fantastic is a, you know, something you use to measure height, weight, and all that stuff. But it is in this case. I don't have any statistics. I just got the same 5 adjectives I use over and over. The sound of automobiles, tires on the road, folk and family traveling here, there, everywhere, from the highways and byways to the highways to the hedges. It just makes sense to have a pink dinosaur alongside a busy road. I mean, what child cruising past here after a long day at school or wherever they've been would not smile at seeing a giant pink dinosaur? That's why it's important to put that cell phone down and actually look around every once in a while. You miss it. You can see, being concrete, there's a few cracks along the way, but hey, as life has taught me, live long enough, you're gonna have some cracks. Well, some additional ones. I am, however, puzzled at why there's all these colored lids all over the ground. Like they're not over there. They're not over there. They're all underneath the dinosaur. All these colored lids. What the heck, dude? Is this a food source, or is this what the dinosaur poops out? Which leads me to the question. Where's the, what's it called? The pharynx? Something like that. I forgot what it's called on snakes and reptiles. But anyway, happy to say that whatever that word is, she ain't got one hanging around. But she's got fantastic in abundance. We're now entering into the town of Spring Hill. Kind of rolling the dice on this one. Not sure what we'll find. No plans on stopping here unless I see something cool. Which, it's Florida, so let's party. From the roadside funky to OG autos. And, you know, vehicles and stuff. Check this trolley out. This is just next to this Hampton Inn, which for some reason has classic cars in the parking lot, which is cool. But anyways, let's go poke around and check out what we can check out. This thing is cool. I know nothing about it other than that. And it's got stuff in there too. Check it out. The old cast iron armrests and stuff. It doesn't have benches, so it looks like they might be redoing it. But that's pretty freaking cool. And there's all kind of stuff in there. Here's a little look at the driver's console and all that. Man. Now I would imagine back in the day, you cruising this thing around, this is like a giant fishbowl with all these windows, and I don't think this thing had AC in it. We got all kind of glare going on here, but work with me. Look at that, man. Old school. I wonder if those flaps were air conditioning back in the day. Oh, this one looks open. That one's open. Check it out. With the wind flapping, we can get a better view. Isn't that convenient? It smells very rustic in there. That's the smell of vintage. Look at that wooden roof. Oh wait, maybe it did have AC. Look, somebody converted this thing to have AC. All right. Maybe like an old trolley that used to cruise around in a scenic town like St. Augustine. Who knows? They also have this old fire truck. Actually, there's a couple fire trucks and like a military truck and stuff over there. Check this thing out. Oh, look, windows open. That means shove your camera in here and check it out. Man, there's not a lot of room up in here. Well, look at this seating situation. There's your headrest. Dang. I don't know if we can see in the back, but the accommodations are sparse. There's nothing on here that tells me what company this was or what town it's from. Log in engine use and dash the company, but nothing. Oh, Pierce. I guess Pierce is, maybe it's called the Pierce Dash. I don't know. Maybe if and you want to do some research, there you go. There's that, and then there's that. If and those help. And here's the Seating arrangements for the driver, the console, steering, and all that stuff. 9 foot 6 inches is the clearance across the front of this bad boy. There's, whoa, Kruger City party engine. Dude, I wonder if they take this to shindigs. Oh, I was hoping that logo was not. I was hoping that logo was going to be like, you know, Freddy. Of course, I guess they don't want to pet her ass as their logo. All right, let's be honest. Freddy Krueger was a murdering pedophile. Upon further review, Krueger appears to be a ale and beer company. Never heard of it. First beer in a can. January 24th, 1935. Huh. We just got learnt, y'all. There you go. I wonder if they're still around. I never heard of them. Important safety information here. To keep back 300 feet. Or hashtag stop, drink, and roll. Your choice. Check it out. There's a Burger King sign down in the wild, or a new one about to go up. We're still cruising through Spring Hill, and just across from the location where the cars are at is a building that sells ice cream that's shaped like ice cream. We're not really going to spend any considerable time here checking this out. It is super cool, but I've shown these before. There's a handful of them along Highway 19. Twisty Treat, a building that sells ice cream shaped like a giant cup of ice cream. I dig it. It's cool. Castles in the sand. That is what we are. Somewhere in between. And we rely on each other's boxes. From one storage container to another, filled with boxes. It's a storage facility shaped like a castle. And it's wonderful. I mean, dude, you could fire arrows at people if they don't pay their bills and be totally justified. Or just live above it. Another house I would totally live in. Check it out. Castle Keep Self-Storage. Even a play on words with the word keep. Check it out up top, man. I'm telling you, you could just like launch fiery arrows or fart in someone's general direction. Or launch cows. Or toss a holy hand grenade. Excuse me. At first glance, you might think, hey, am I on Route 66? Because this is a pretty friggin' epic sign and a cool building. But you're not. You're not on Route 66. You're on Highway 19 on the Gulf Coast here in Florida. And I pass by this place quite a bit. Last time I got run out. This time I'm filming until I get run out again. Because it's cool. And I want to put it in the video. I love signs like these. These are cool. I think it's called the Star Motel. I think that's what it's called or was called. But it's open. Trust me, it's open. A rare moment of quietness on the 19. Yeah, see, that's why I think it's called the Star, or was. But there's something missing there. I'm going with an R. I'm saying it was the Star Motel. They have air conditioning and efficiencies and cable TV. I don't know what efficiencies are, but air conditioning, you had me there. And this is a tow-away zone. So here's the lowdown and heads up. There's a very nice man of Indian descent, I do believe, who runs this place. If you ask him in advance, just pull in and ask him if you can take some photos or video, then you're okay with that. But if you just show up and go rogue, and he sees you, he gets mad because he wants you to ask permission. So if you show up, just ask for permission. He's cool. Get to talking to him, and he should let you do your thing. The address is 15210, so 15210 Highway 19. And I asked him about the history of this place and if he had any old photos or anything like that, because this was originally neon, and he bought it a couple of years ago. Obviously none of that was going on then. It is called the Star Motel, but the neon doesn't work. But he said the building is about 50 years old, 40 to 50 years old, but he didn't have any additional information, so I gotta go hunting and pecking, and that's part of the fun. I just figured I'd use that cheat code by asking. But I mean, the construction is just super cool. I love that, like, total old-timey vibe. And the Star Motel is open for business, so if you want that old-timey vibe here on the 19, there you go. All right, y'all, here is the haul from today. I didn't go crazy. I kept it reasonable. Of course, we have these, which we went into detail over. They gave me this. It's a fairly large postcard. 75 fantastic years. Home of the world famous Weeki Wachee mermaids. So that's pretty cool. As far as I know, you can only get those from Friends of Weeki Wachee. And these shirts are what do you call it? They are, the only place you can get them is through them. I forgot what the word is. Whatever, I'm tired. The color seems a little bit off because the lighting in this room is horrible. But it's pinks and blues and white, and it's cool. And Friends of Weeki Wachee. And right here on the back is the Friends of Florida's Weeki Wachee Springs. Different from the actual springs located in the springs, but it is a different organization. This is, I believe, a 501c3 organization. So, and they do a lot of good work. So that's why I spend my money with them and not inside at the regular gift shop. And to give you an idea of what this color scheme looks like, because the lighting's all janky in here, I'm going to show you a postcard I got on the fridge. That's a little better representation of the color scheme. It's a little brighter on the postcard because it's paper and not fabric, but you kind of get the idea. And that's all I got from this one. So until next time, be strange and not a stranger. Hang out with mermaids and adventure on.